WB4AIZ, KE8BZA here. How you doing down there, Chuck?
Quack. That's rain today. I don't know. I think it's still raining, but we finally got our rain this evening. But I think we've had some during the day. So, usual routine with the rain sometimes or a little later at night, but it's all right. And then Blue Stream says, I mean, in and out as usual.
All right, Chuck. Yeah, I'm glad you got some rain there finally. I know we got a little bit of rain. I can't even tell you when it was. Not too long ago. That has tied us over a bit. But we could probably use a little more. But I'm sure we'll get some eventually. So you take care there, Chuck. I got you on the log in and out, and thanks for stopping by. 73 KE8BZA.
Very good. Yeah, I'm just I'm waiting for the hot chick. 7-3, so WB4AIZ.
All right there. Yes, we're going to have the hot chick doing kick off the pre-show here in, I don't know, let's look at the clock here, about 2 minutes, 50 seconds. So, yep, warms the cockles of our hearts, I guess, and gives us a nice solid send-off there. All right, Chuck, well, you take care, 7-3. KE8BZA here. We have a little less than 30 seconds before our lovely announcer will come on and kick off the pre-show. Please stand by.
The Beacon Net, a gathering of hams from around the world, will start on the system in 30 minutes. Come join us.
QST. This is Kilo Echo 8 Victor Zulu Alpha, KE8BZA. Eric, Echo Romeo India Charlie is my personal, and we are on the W8WKY repeater in Doylestown, Ohio, and this is the BeaconNet pre-show with the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association, lighting up the nighttime airways every Sunday and Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern with pre-checks at 9:30. The W8WKY repeater is on 147 Mark 390 with a positive offset and a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. You can also connect to us via Allstar 48496 is our node number, or you can also use Echolink. Look for W8WKY-R in the list. The BeaconNet is a controlled, the BeaconNet pre-show is a controlled pre-net, so I ask that all traffic pass through net control, yours truly, and urgent or emergency traffic, please break in at any time. At this point, I'll take a break for urgent and emergency traffic. Please call now. KE8VZA returning. Apparently I was pulling in some static on the 3.9. I've switched over to the 700, which is linked to the 3.9. Hopefully this is working well. Anyway, we'll go up to our net control team and check in with them, our notorious Mickey Mouse roll call. So first up is our net controller at the top of the hour, who will be anyway, KE8QKO, Nick at Nite. Are you out there, and how you doing?
KE8QKO, hello Eric, hello everybody on the net. I'm doing fine, sir, I'm doing fine. Just standing by for the start of the net. And yeah, switching over to the 700 sounds way, way better. So that's a good call, I think. Anyway, with that, I'll pass it back to you. You can continue on the pre-show. And I'm sure you'll do a fantastic job as always. And I will talk to you in a half hour. KE8QKO, back to K8VZA.
Very good there, Nick. You're bringing in a little static yourself. I don't know what's going on in the atmosphere this evening, but anyway, otherwise you're fully copyable. Sounding good? Good to hear you, and we'll check back with you later, clearing with KE8QKO, and I'm KE8VZA with the BeaconNet pre-show. Let's go down and see if Dustin's around. KD8EPC. You out there tonight, Dustin? How you doing? And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
W8WKY. KE8VZA and the BeaconNet pre-show. Good evening, Eric. This is KD8EPC. Let's see. I'm doing all right. I'm hanging in there. I'm not going to stick around tonight, so if you can just validate my parking, I'd really appreciate it there. Worked all day. It's been a long weekend. Mowed the lawn this evening. I'm beat. So, 73, have a great net. We'll catch you all Wednesday. KD8EPC, back to net control, 73.
Very good, Dustin. We'll go ahead and take that well-deserved rest. Thanks for stopping by and checking in. And we'll hear you down the coax on Wednesday for sure. Anyway, we'll clear with KD8EPC 73, Dustin. Okay, next on the list is KD8SLG, Just Nick. How you doing there, Just Nick? And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
KE8VZA, this is KD8SLG. Good evening, Eric and all of Beacon Netizens. Yes, sir. I'll be sticking around. KD8SLG, back to net control.
All right, Just Nick, very good. Hope everything's going well with you down there. And we'll clear with KD8SLG. Let's go down and see if Josh is around. W8HRF, are you out there, Josh? How you doing? And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight? W8HRF, KE8VZA. You out there, Josh? All right, we'll circle back later, see if he pops in. Let's go down and see if Lucy is out there. KE8YUK. You out there, Lucy? How you doing? And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight? All right, strike two. Okay, we'll see if they pop in later. The night is young. Anyway, let's go down and see if Alan is out there. KI5DAY. How you doing, Alan? How's Larry doing? And you ready to go in a bit with the alt trivia?
KI5DAY in the net, and yes, Larry's ready to go too. We're all here and ready to go, and got a fresh cup of coffee. We're ready to knock a lung loose. Yeah, ever had your lung knocked loose? Here we go. Now, yeah, all is good, man. It's not been a long enough weekend. It's going by too fast, but I'm going to enjoy the rest of it. So this is a good way to start the late evening, and we'll be standing by to get some alternate trivia. And who knows, we might break out the Funyuns. Yeah, Larry gets excited. KI5DAY, back to net.
All right, Funyuns for everyone. Excellent. All right, Alan, good to hear you tonight. And I'm trying to figure out if my lungs are press fit onto my brachia or threaded. Putting them back on could present a problem one way or the other, I guess. Anyway, that was funny. Knock a lung loose. We'll clear with KI5DAY, and that brings us to the end of our BeaconNet control team. And let me read off what I have here. I have 88MO Andy, KA8MNT Tom, who checked in and out, K5CFY Ray, W3ETB Eddie, WB4AIZ Chuck, who checked in and out, K4OG Mark, and next station KB5 EDB, that's Kilo Bravo 5 Echo Delta Bravo, there we go, D for Delta. David checked in and out via the blue screen, 73 David. KI5TAQ, Taco Tim, and NU5D Steve. Okay, so that's who we have thus far. I grabbed these people from the blue screen, a couple of them I talked to. And let's go ahead and take some more check-ins. If you'd like to get on the log for the BeaconNet, please call now. I'm KE8BZA.
Kilo India 5, Mike X-Ray Zulu, Chuck Katusa.
Alpha 8, Lima
Whiskey
Yankee
Alpha
Juliet,
8, Kilo Oscar Charlie,
LYJ,
W8
Bob,
KOC, Fred,
in the Magic City.
Sam Does Me, Echolink. Good evening, Eric, and everybody else.
This is Control, please check in. Kilo India 5, Romeo Foxtrot India, KI5 RFI, Mac in Springdale, Arkansas on Echolink.
This is Kilo 6 Kilo Juliet Victor, Kilo 6 Kilo Juliet Victor, Kevin in Valley Springs, California.
All right, KE8BZA returning. I'll pick it up there. All right, we grabbed a handful of stations there. First was KI5MXZ Chuck, WA8KOC Fred, KA8LYJ Bob, KI5RFI Mac, and K6KJV Kevin. So before we work the list, anybody else want to get on the log? Please call now.
KE8 QFT Fred in Medina.
All right, I'll pick it up there. KE8BZA returning. We picked up in Medina, KE8QFT. Very good, Fred. Got you on the log. Okay, let's go up to the top of this list and figure out who's sticking around and who's just getting their ticket punched. First up is Andy, AB8MO. How you doing tonight, Andy? And are you going to stick around for trivia? All right. Let's see how I'm making the repeater. So this is just a one and done. Well, I'll be around, but I'm going to go back to Allstar. But I'm kind of curious if I'm hitting the repeater tonight. I'll be around. Back she comes, AB, in a moment. Okay, Andy. Yep, you were fully copyable, but you were bringing in some static there. But got you on the log, sticking around. Very good. Okay, next up, as I mentioned earlier, was KA8MNT, who checked in and out from the blue screen 73, Tom. And next is Ray, K5CFY. I think you're sticking around. How you doing, Ray? And are you ready to go for the trivia tonight?
KE8PZA and the net, K5CFY. Yes, sir. I'm batting 100 on the trivia. I've missed them all, so anyway, but it's fun, and we definitely appreciate y'all, everybody that does that. Maybe not Alan, but the rest of them anyway. I'll give it back to you there and get some more check-ins. K5CFY.
All right, very good, Ray. Yeah, it was a rare occurrence, but on last Wednesday's Beaconette, I got them both right. So that's very rare. Anyway, good to hear you, Ray. Got you on the log, sticking around. We'll clear with K5CFY. Let's go down and talk to Eddie, W3ETB. How you doing tonight, Eddie? And are you going to stick around for trivia and hijinks?
Hi, Eric. Yeah, I'll be here. Actually, I'm trying to figure out whether my headphones are working or not. But anyway, I'm using the phone right at the moment, so hopefully I'm coming through okay. And also trying to figure out how Alan could type 60 words on a manual typewriter, but 100 on an electric typewriter. So is that an artificial electric typewriter, Alan? Back to you there, Eric.
W8WKY.
All right, Alan. Or Eddie, yeah, I don't know what Alan's got going on there. I know between manual and electric, electric helped me a little bit, but not that quite of a wide margin. So that's an interesting question. Okay, Eddie, got you on the log, sticking around. We'll clear with W3ETB. And next on the log is WB4AIZ, Chuck down in Florida, who checked in and out, and he reported they got some much-needed rain down there, so good deal. 73, Chuck, thanks for stopping by. And next on the log is K4OG, Mark in the middle. How you doing tonight, Mark? I guess you're packing to hit the road soon. You going to stick around for the net tonight?
Kilo Echo 8 Victor Zulu Alpha K4OG Kilo 4 Oscar Golf. Yes, sir. I'm sticking around for the trivia, man. I got to have some fun before vacay and heading out, hitting the road. You know, holiday road. No singing. That's only allowed for Larry and Alan. Yeah, we're sticking around. Man, it was hot today. I'm not used to the heat down here. The wife says it's hotter than the hinges on the gates of hell. So there you go. Trying to dig up some garlic bulbs I planted last fall, and couldn't get them up. The clay was so dry, and they were stuck in there good. But I learned one thing. The garlic bulb blooms up on the top. It says you can plant those, and they'll make like a garlic clove, like one little clove, and you'll have to replant it later. That was just one of the things I got done today, among many. K4OG, back to net.
AF5. JV. What time?
KI5 TAQ KE8 VCA here. You out there, Tim? You gonna stick around for the beaconette tonight? All right, I saw him in the blue screen. He asked me to check him in. He'll be back. Have no fear. Okay, just to identify, I'm KE8VZA with the beaconette pre-show and the W8WKY repeater in Doylestown, Ohio, which, if you can picture the map of Ohio, it's a little to the west of Athens, a little south of Cleveland. So there you have it. And we're taking some check-ins. This is the pre-show, so we'll go on down next here to Steve, NU5D, down in Texas. How you doing tonight, Steve? And are you going to stick around for the main net?
Well, howdy, Eric and the rest of the net. Well, it's nice to be out here this evening working on some nice RF boards. Got about 5 of them that they're kind of amazing. $10 for a dual band radio. I'm probably going to watch a little TV with Mama and mess with these boards a little, so I'll keep an ear to the ground, but pass me over if you would kindly. Thanks for the net, NU5D, like a nickel under $5.
All right, Steve, very good. Thanks for all you do down there, keeping everything humming along there. So we got you on the log, in and out. Enjoy listening to the show. We'll clear with NU5D. And I've got a request from the blue screen to reach out to KE8QKO again. Nick at Nite. How you doing out there, Nick?
Hello, Eric. KE8QKO here. I wanted to come back and see if I'm sounding any better.
KE8QKO, KE8VCA here. Yes, you are sounding much better. The static is gone. There's a very faint hum in the background, barely detectable, but you sound really good. KE8VCA.
Okay, well, thank you. I don't know what I can do about the hum, but I'm glad the static is gone. Apparently there was a vine growing up my antenna. I went out and I looked at it, and I thought, uh-oh, that's probably creating some interference. I ripped it all off, and it's fixed. So, awesome. Anyway, thank you, Eric. With that, I'll pass it back to you, KE8QKO.
You're very welcome, Nick. We'll catch up with you here in about 11 minutes. And let's go ahead and head on down into our list here. KI5, and the suffix is Mike X-Ray Zebra, or Zulu. Chuck, down in Catoosa, Oklahoma. How you doing tonight, Chuck? And are you going to stick around for the main net?
I'm going to lurk around until my wife goes to bed, and I rode a 3-way off a 40-foot cliff, and I locked both my lungs loose. Sorry about that. Kilo Indy 5, Mike X-Ray Zulu.
KI5MXZ. Hey, Chuck, were you going to stick around for that? Or are you just in and out tonight?
He's sticking around. Thank you, sir. AF5 Chevy, Manitoba, what time?
All right, Chuck, got you on the log sticking around. We'll clear with KI5MXZ. And AF5JB, Matt, I got you on the log, short time. We'll get to you in just a couple minutes here. Let's roll on down to Fred, WA8KOC, Fred, at Saskatoon. I think I'm mispronouncing where you are. But how you doing tonight, and are you going to stick around for the big show?
Good evening there, Eric, buddy. I am in Sandusky, Ohio, house sitting, dog sitting. Pretty uneventful weekend, gotta say. But glad I got a chance to check in here on the Beacon Net with you. I hope you have a great net. If you could just mark me in and out, I'd appreciate it. And have yourself a great net, and everybody else, enjoy the net. We'll say 7-3 and throw it right back to you. KE8VZA, WA8KOC.
All right, Fred. Well, you enjoy the house sitting and the dog. Good to hear you tonight. Thanks for stopping by. And 7-3, we'll clear with WA8KOC. And let's go on down to Bob, KA8LYJ. How you doing tonight, Bob? And are you going to stick around for the big show?
KDA-VZA, this is KA8LYJ. Good evening, Eric. Good evening, Net. And, yeah, I'm hanging out there. One of the parties in my Sunday night game night had family commitments tonight, which is always a good reason to cancel. And so I was left at loose ends, and so here I am radioing. This is KA8LYJ.
W8WKY.
All right, Bob, very good. Got you on the log, sticking around. We'll clear with KA8LYJ. Let's go down to Mac, KI5RFI. How you doing tonight, Mac? And are you going to stick around for the main net?
KI5RFI here. Good evening, Eric, and everybody on the net. Hotter than blue blazes here in Arkansas, as they say. Yes, sir, I will be sticking around for the main event. Wouldn't miss it. Back to net control.
All right, very good, Mac. Got you on the log, sticking around. We'll clear with KI5RFI. Let's go down to Kevin, K6KJV. How you doing tonight, Kevin? And are you going to stick around for the big show?
Well, hello there, Eric, and everybody else on the net, or should I say the pre-net. This is K6KJV here in Valley Springs, California, and yep, I'm sticking around for the really big shoe, and yep, all the clowns are here. We're sitting in the big top waiting, and kudos to Rubber Chicken Wrangler right there for awesome typing. I'm kind of like his sidekick, Larry. I just hunt and peck. And as far as getting the trivia answers right, well, I get them always. I'm always right. You know, double D's, Delta and Delta. Never can go wrong with a Corn Waldo bean. So that I will shut up and let you get on down the list. And back to you from K6KJV.
All right, Rev Kev, very good to hear you. And yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, double D's. That's consistency right there. Let me tell you. And yeah, the Cornwaldo beans, they're just full of surprises. Anyway, good to hear you tonight, Kevin. We'll clear with K6KJV. Let's go down and talk to Fred, KE8QFT. How you doing tonight, Fred? And are you going to stick around for the big show?
Thank you, Eric. Hello, everybody out there. Yes, I will stick around, despite the fact that our Guardians lost today. However, they're 15-6 since the All-Star break. time to start thinking about that Bennett. Back to the pre-net.
All right, Fred. Yep. Hopefully a pennant's in their future. That would be nice. Good to hear you tonight, Fred. Got you on the log. We'll clear with KE8QFT. Let's go down and talk to Matt down in Tulsa. AF5JB. How you doing tonight, Matt? And I know you're short time. Do you have a couple quick comments before you go? KE8BZA.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Good evening to you and everybody else out there on the net. We're in Tulsa. It's really mostly cloudy and very balmy, 89 degrees. But other than that, I had a great weekend. Saw a couple of friends out of town, down to Strang at Langley, Oklahoma. It's good to see them. And of course, that day, did my laundry. Kind of walked around the mall a little bit, and then but got there, saw my friends. I got back about 1 o'clock this morning. Went to the main event. Played Pacific Cars. That's a really fun arcade game. I enjoy that and played the world's largest Batman. Kind of hung around a little bit. Went home and having some pizza and beer. Watched TV and played my little arcade table there. Play some Catcom bowling, some outrun, some Miss Batman, and then they kind of hung around a little bit and watched TV and went on to bed. Since my Saturday night and got it easy all day today. Just trying to stay cool and get ready to start a whole new week and do it all again. So other than that, today's going great. But beyond that, you guys have a good safe week out there and a great evening. Stay cool, hydrated, and 73. Thanks for having me on, and until next time. Thanks for having me. And this is AF5JB Matt, in Tulsa, Oklahoma. About to take control, and thanks again.
KC8FQB, KE8BZA. You out there, Mark? And are you going to stick around for Beacon Net tonight?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I'm going to stick around, but I'm not hearing nothing but trash or garbage or something. I don't know if it didn't drop all the way. Let me know in the blue screen if you copy me or not. I see when I looked at the net logger, I see you had me up, but I didn't hear nothing for you calling back, and I heard it real in the distance, a mark or a mark. All I heard. So I don't know what's going on. So we'll send it back your way, KCFQV.
KC8FQV, KE8VZA here. Yeah, Mark, there was something weird going on there. You are right, but the second time you came back, I could hear you perfectly, and so very good. Got you on the log, sticking around, and that brings us to the end of the BeaconNet pre-show. And let's go up and see if Nick at Nite is back with us. KE8QKO, KE8VZA. Go ahead and take it there, Nick, if you're ready.
Copy that, Eric. Thank you, sir. Fine business on the pre-show. Not sure what's going on there at the end, but hopefully that's the last of it. Good evening and welcome to the BeaconNet. My name is Nick. My call sign is KE8QKO, Kilo Echo 8, Quebec, Kilo Oscar, and I'll be net control for the evening. The BeaconNet meets every Sunday and Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time here on the W8WKI repeater, 147 Mark 390, positive also with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8, Allstar Node 48496, and Echolink W8WKY-R. This is a direct-to-net. All traffic must pass through net control. We are linked in with our friends in Oklahoma, the Fireside Network, and various other repeaters, and we ask you to key for a couple of seconds before and after you transmit so we hear everything you've got to say. Before we start taking check-ins, is there any emergency or priority traffic? Please call now. All right, nothing heard there. Any stations that had not already checked into the pre-show that would like to check into the BeaconNet, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location. Last station, you were loud. That wasn't a problem, but it was all static, and I was not able to get a call sign out of it. So what I'm going to suggest is maybe you can relocate a little bit and try to transmit again. I'll give you another chance. Otherwise, while we're going through check-ins, you can always try to maybe adjust your station or location and try to get back into wherever you were coming from. So I'll try one more time. Anyone who'd like to check into the BeaconNet, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically. All right, last station. I think I heard a 4 in there. That's about all I got out of it. So I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna say go ahead and listen, and if you can try to readjust your station a little bit to try to get in better, we will make more calls for check-ins. So just hang tight. If you can try to get back in a little bit, maybe conditions will improve a little bit from wherever you are. That's where I'm at. Like I said, all I got out of the second transmission there, I think it was a 4. If I heard that correctly. So thanks for trying to check in. Come on back, try again here in a little bit. Maybe your conditions will improve. Next, we're going to go up and talk to our trivia masters. We're going to start with KE8VZA. Eric, what do you have for the primary trivia tonight?
KE8QKO in the group, KE8VZA here with main trivia. So, here we go. There are two massive solar arrays connected to the Zvezda service module, a component of what ginormous space thing? Choices are Alpha, the International Space Station, Bravo, the Hubble Telescope, Charlie, Elon's big musky personal satellite, or Delta, Skylab. I'll take a break and read it again. KE8VZA returning with main trivia. There are two massive solar arrays connected to the Zvezda service module. That's Zvezda with a ZV on the front. The Zvezda module is a component of what ginormous space thing? Choices are Alpha, the International Space Station, Bravo, the Hubble Telescope, Charlie, Elon's big musky personal satellite, or Delta, Skylab. I'll put this in the blue screen in a minute. KE8VZA back to net control.
All right. Well, thank you, Eric. Fine question. I think I know what I'm going to guess, but I might change my mind once I read it. So thanks for the trivia. Appreciate it. And next we're going to talk to KI5DAY Alan to get the alternate trivia. Alan, take it away.
In the net with Larry the Rover Chicken, and yeah, tonight's alternate trivia. Oh my goodness, it took a whole big giant degree of intelligence and brain power to come up with this one. So let me let this drop, and then we will go for it. All right, tonight's alternate trivia is as follows. In the early 2000s, in the city of Boston, there was a new orchestra that was formed. This orchestra was a bit unusual, as all the instruments were made of which one of these? Was it A, old typewriters, B, reeded flute and percussion made of various bamboo woods, C, wine glasses filled to different levels of water played with wet fingers on top of it, or D, the traditional Cornwall seat fiddles and liquor jugs? Let me reset and I will reread it one more time. In the early 2000s, in the city of Boston, a new orchestra was formed. This orchestra was a bit unusual, as all the instruments were made of which one of these? Was it A, old typewriters, B, reeded flute and percussion instruments made of various bamboo woods, C, wine glasses filled to different levels with water played with wet fingers on top of the glass, or D, the traditional Cornwall being toilet seat toilet seat fiddles and liquor jugs? KI5DAY, back to net.
All right, thank you, Alan. I might have to think on that one a little bit. Thanks for the alternate trivia. I appreciate it. Okay, this is K8QKO on the W8WKY repeater, 147 Mark 390, positive offset with a PO tone of 114 Mark 8. We're going to start running through this list of check-ins. We're going to start with AV8MO. Andy, how you doing, sir? What do you have for the beacon net tonight?
KE8QKO. This is AV8MO. All right. Trying to work on getting this hum out of my signal on the other antenna, but I think it's just because it's the antenna it's just taped to the wall. It's a ladder line J pole taped to the wall, and it's right above where my where the tower of my computer is. So I think that's where the noise is getting introduced from the computer, because the coax runs really close to it, and there's really nothing they can do about it except move the antenna, which I might try. Okay, let's see. For Trivium, let's see here. For Allen's, I think I'm going to go with Charlie on Allen's. I think that's fascinating. Wine glasses. You can actually make notes with wine glasses with wet fingers, so we'll go with that. I've ruled out one of these immediately. I'm not going to say what on Eric's. Let's see here. I'm going to go Bravo on Eric. So BC before Christ, or BCE for the ones that don't like the BC thing. Anyway, back she comes. KEQK. Oh, by the way, let me drop it a sec. I guess this will be my, so I do play trumpet in a community band, Alan. Warren Hamfest next Sunday, starting at 8 a.m. at the Trumbull County Fairgrounds. So we have lots of door prizes to give away, but it's free to attend. So if you want the door prizes or want a chance to win them, you got to get raffle tickets, but you don't have to. We'd love to see you over there next Sunday at 8 a.m. at the Trumbull County Fairgrounds. More information at w8vtd.com/hamfest. It'll be our 67th year. So we're 1 year younger than Cuyahoga Falls. So I'm hoping we'll put up at least as good numbers as Cuyahoga Falls. They had a real good turnout, and I hope we do too, and I hope that you guys can make it, and I hope the weather turns out okay. All right, I'm done for real now. I won't have to make this announcement next week because it'll be after the Hamfest. KEQKO, this is AB at about.
All right, thank you, Andy. We got your answers down there for Bravo and Charlie. And I'm sorry I won't be able to make the Hamfest this Sunday. I ended up having a scout camp out this weekend, so I'll be first going to be at near the Cambridge Fairgrounds in the morning, driving back to Akron. And there's no way I'm going to make it back out there before you guys are done. So appreciate it, though. Maybe next year I'll be able to make it. Sorry I couldn't make it this year. And good luck with it. Next station is in and out. That's KA8MNT, and that's going to take us down to K5CFY Ray. How you doing, Ray? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
KE8QKO in the net, K5CFY. Good evening there, Mr. Nick at Nite. Great job there on the net. Thanks for doing it. And wave a hand there at Eric on the keyboard. After searching Siri and Alexa, I'm going to go with Delta and Bravo. Back to you, K5CFY.
All right, well, thank you, Ray. I hope Siri and Alexa steer you right. See how it goes. Got you down for Delta and Bravo. The next station we have is W3ETB Eddie. How you doing, Eddie? Hey, what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight? Whiskey 3 Echo Tango Bravo W3ETB Eddie. Are you out there, and do you have comments for the Beacon Net? Not sure what's going on. You see Eddie in the blue screen. But we're not able to get him in. He said something's wrong with his antenna. You know what, Eddie? We'll get back to you later. We'll give you another shout-out. So just sit tight. We'll come back. If I forget, you can always recheck. But we'll leave you unmarked off here, and we'll get back to you. The next station we have is WB4AIZ, who is in and out. That's going to take us down to K4OG. Mark, how you doing, Mark? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
KE8QKO K4OG. Well, I think the WAWKY ran out of Echolink connections. I lost mine, so I connected up to Illyria, the K8KRG-R. So hopefully I'm in. And let me answer the trivia questions. I guess that solar array, I'm going to guess on the Hubble Bubble telescope. And Alan's trivia question, I'm going to go with Charlie, of course. Yeah, man, it was a busy day today, and we look forward to traveling tomorrow with not too much road construction. A fat chance of that. Anyway, thanks for running the net, and yeah, we'll see what the outcome is. Good trivia questions, K4OG. Back to the net.
All right. Well, thank you, Mark. Got you down for Bravo and Charlie. Yeah, so people are saying something's wrong with Echolink on our repeater, so I'm not sure what's going on there. But sounds like Eddie said that he is back, so let's go up and talk to you, W3ETB Eddie, and see what he has for us tonight. Eddie, take it away.
Yeah, I think it dropped out there for some reason. I'm not sure why. And I guess I wasn't the only one, because it seems like some other people have said that Echolink was gone. So, but it's back now. So I'm back on the Ohio repeater or the Ohio node. Anyway, yeah, it's let's see what temperature is. It's like 67 degrees here in Annapolis, and it's no wind. We didn't get the rain that they were talking about, but they're calling for some tomorrow, or maybe the next day, or maybe the next day. So hopefully we'll get some rain, because the plants probably do need some. And actually, my Pinto bean vines are probably headed your way, because they've taken over the yard. So I haven't got a handful of beans off of them yet, but they all got some blooms on them. So I don't know whether that means that they're going to actually start, taking over the people, and it's going to be like Dave said, it's going to be like the invasion of the body snatchers around here, or whatever. So, but anyway, actually, for the trivia questions, I think I'm going to go with the Hubble thing on the main trivia question, and with Alan's, I'm going to go like Andy said. I think the C is probably the thing. I have one of those little, what they call singing bowls. Actually, it's a singing bowl. And you strike it with a little hammer, and you spin the hammer around it, and it does make a noise, or like a sound. And I got it mainly for the granddaughters to play with, and actually for them to make some music with it. I don't think I've actually made any music yet, but it does make a noise. So anyway, like Andy said, I think you can probably do that with the glasses as well. Anyhow, turn it back to you before I sign it out. W3TV, back to net.
All right, thank you, Eddie. I know I heard your trivia, but I didn't actually hear it. Can you come back with your trivia answer letters one more time, please?
Yeah, that's what happens when I get started. Stop. B and C, that's Bravo and Charlie. Thanks, Nick.
All right, thank you, Eddie. Got your answer down there for Bravo and Charlie. Yeah, the Vine, it's something my wife played years ago It's like a purple flowering. It's a common vine that people use to put on like a trellis. There's a trellis under my radio, my antenna. It just happened to catch the cable, and right up the cable it went up to the antenna, and I didn't notice it until I went out and checked. But there it is. I'll have to trim it back some more and make sure it doesn't come back, because it probably will. It grows like a weed this time of year. But then it'll die off in the fall and grow anew in the spring. But thanks for checking in there. Appreciate it. And after Mark, we had, before I go any further, this is K8QKO on the WWKY repeater, 147 Mark 390, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. After Mark, we had an in and out of KB5 EDB, and that's going to take us down to KI5 TA2 Taco Tim from Bofang, Oklahoma. How you doing, Tim? What do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Well, good evening there, Nick. At night, this is KI5TAQ. Let me get the trivia questions out of the way first. Without doing any Googling, one of those units that I know was the Skylab, and that went down into the ocean. I don't think it had a very big array. Elon's big musky personal satellite, never seen it. So that brings it down to 2. I think the big one is going to be the International Space Station. Alternate question, the International Space Station, that would be Alpha. For the alternate question, I'm glad Alan fried his brains, because now you can have fried brains for dinner. Because I think it was also proven on some show called MacGyver that, MacGyver used, I think, wine glasses to unlock a lock on a safe that was bi-toned. So how many people would ever think of that? So I'm going to go with Charlie and let you get on down to the bottom of the list. This is KI5TAQ.
All right. Thank you, Tim. I think if I heard your answers correctly, they're going to be Alpha and Charlie. If they're not, come back in the blue screen or recheck or something and correct me. So thank you, sir. I appreciate you checking in. We will talk to you later. Our next station is in and out. That's NU5D, and that's going to take us down to KA5MXZ. Chuck. How you doing, Chuck? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Not a whole lot. My answer is going to be the same as Tim's. It's going to be Alpha Charlie.
All right. Thank you, Chuck. We're going to have your answers down there for Alpha and Charlie, and thanks for checking in. Next station we have is in and out. That's WA8KOC, which is going to take us down to KA8LYJ. Bob. How you doing, Bob? What do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Good evening, Net. This is KA8LYJ. Not a whole lot. It was a nice day, really. Right after services, our church had its picnic at a local park, and N8XKD made up a big pan of this Eastern-inspired cabbage, tomato, and kielbasa stuff, and it was absolutely delicious. And spent the rest of the afternoon just sipping iced coffee and waiting for the net. Tried to get in on the 6-meter net tonight, but I've been having trouble. 6-meter FM does not work on my FT891. I throw out a carrier, but there's no audio. We've tried everything we can think of. As far as answers to trivia, I'm going to go bed and breakfast, B&B. And I'll give it back to the net, KA8LYJ.
All right, thank you, Bob. Sorry about the 6-meter depth wave. At least you got to listen. We got your answer down there for Bravo and Bravo. Next station we have is KI5 RFI Mac. How you doing, Mac? And what do you have for the beacon net tonight?
Well, good evening, Eric. KI5 RFI. Oh, I guess it's Nick now. Yeah, I got to make the switch there. Well, let's see. For the trivia questions, I'm going to be different. I'm going to go with Alpha and Bravo, and that's my story. Back to that control.
All right, thank you, Mac. Got your answers down there for Alpha and Bravo. Next, we have K6KJV, Rev Kev. How you doing, sir? And what do you have for the beacon net tonight?
Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Nick Nite. Hello to you, the crew, Larry, and everyone else on the net. Happy to be here. Happy to be visiting with y'all. So, I got trouble. That's what I got for the net. I want to make 2 or 3 observations. I wonder if Mrs. Ray knows that Mr. Ray is consorting with a couple of she-devils to get his answers. That's right. And along with that, I don't know how Taco Tim did it. He watched all them episodes of MacGyver to get his answer. Boy, you're quick. And then my final observation is, Andy, you always burn this image of you taking a shower during the pre-net. So tonight, I just wonder if you're playing your trumpet whilst you in the shower. Just a little advice, don't, because you might corrode the vowels in the slides, okay? And with that, I'll give my answers. Double D's, that's right, Delta and Delta, and let me tell you, the Cornwaldo Bean toilet seat, oh man, it is awesome. Coming to a internet store maybe by Christmas time. So, back to net control from K6KJV. Mike is yours, sir.
All right, thank you, Kevin. We got your answers down there for Double D. Thanks for checking in there. Yeah, Cornwaldo Bean toilet seat would be something, wouldn't it? Anyway, thanks for checking in. Appreciate it. And we're going on to our next station, which is K8QFT, Uncle Fred. How you doing, Fred? And what do you have for the beacon net tonight?
Well, unfortunately, I don't have anything too much tonight. As I mentioned earlier, the Guardians lost, but they're the hottest team in baseball since the All-Star break, and a 10-game losing streak. That's still hurting them, but they were 15 games out a month ago, and now they're 6 games back after their loss today. So they knocked 9 games off of the standings there. Oh, what else? Oh, them Browns. How about them Browns and that Shador Sanders? He just shredded them guys the other night. Well, that's about it for now. KE8QFT. Back to net control.
All right. Well, thank you, Fred. Hey, did I catch your trivia answers, or did I miss them?
My trivia is A and B.
Copy that, sir. Thank you. Got your hands down for Alpha and Bravo. This is K8QKO on the W8WKY repeater 147 Mark 390, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. Next station is AF5JB, who was mobile short time during the pre-show. So we're going to go down and talk to KC8FQV Mark. How you doing, Mark? And what do you have for the beacon net tonight?
On the alternative is going to be B, or I mean A. A on the alternative. And on the first one, what was, I have to look at them again. Skylab was the last one. But I think it's going to be A on the first one. I think it's going to be A. So A, and then the other one's the typewriter. So I think it's going to be A, and the typewriter is going to be the other alternative. Yeah, we were down to my sister's today, her daughter's actually, and we went yesterday over my brother's. He's in Aurora. As a matter of fact, I was in the pool and watched fireworks. So we'll send it back to net, KCFQV. And hopefully see some of you guys maybe next week and then the Warren Ham Fest. So back it comes, KCFQV.
All right, thank you, Mark. Got your answer down there for Alpha and Alpha. Next, we have check-in for the blue screen, N5KBD, November 5, Kilo Bravo Delta. Peter, how you doing, sir? And what do you have for the beacon net tonight?
W8WKY.
KD8KQO, Whiskey Victor 3 Kilo.
All right, I got Phil in there. We'll get to you in a minute, Phil. We're talking to N5, November 5, Kilo Bravo Delta. Peter. Well, Peter checked in for the blue screen, but maybe you weren't able to get to him, or maybe he just checked in that way, and maybe he's in and out. I'm not sure. So that's okay. We'll go down and talk to you, WV3K Phil. How you doing, Phil? And what do you have for the beacon net tonight?
Hi, Nick. It's good to hear you. You sound really good. And I just wanted to come in here. I'm just got done for the day, took my meds, and getting ready for the bed. And I'm really tired. I got to get up about 4 times this week, starting tomorrow. And I got to go over to the VA up at the military hospital up in Cleveland, and Akron at Waterloo, and Canton VA for cardiac testing, getting a Holter monitor, and doing lab reports, or doing labs. So I'm going to be really super busy. I wasn't really paying attention to the questions. I was just listening to the chatter and looking at my schedule. It's just packed for the rest of the month. But anyway, I just want to say hello and engage a little bit and say hi to my buddy Andy and who else is in there. I came in late, a little bit after 2200, and I just was catching on when you guys were just getting to ramp up on the trivia. But anyway, if you need just an arbitrary trivia that doesn't require any thought, I'll just say I'll go with Bravo and Alpha. And that's about as far as my brain's willing to give off any energy tonight. So with that, buddy, I hope that that'll be okay, and it will be okay. Oh, my goodness. Anyway, be good to yourself. Learn to love on one another, and know that the Lord is there to cover you all May He give healing mercies to those who need it, and also be a blessing in each of your lives. So take care, and God bless Nick and the other Nick, just Nick, and my buddy Dustin, and of course Sandy. I got so many buddies, and I also know Dave and Stefan, and let's see. Oh yeah, and Dustin. Can't forget my buddy Dustin. I'm his little buddy. Okay, so there you have it. I'm going to go ahead and clear. Give it on back to net control. Nick and Nite, take on and keep on going forward. KQ8KQO. This is WB3K, and I'm clear.
All right, thank you, Phil. We'll put those answers down as up Bravo and Alpha for you. You never know. Sometimes just guessing outright like that might give you the same chances of just trying to think about it. And so good luck on all those appointments. Sounds like a busy week. Hopefully it works out for you and you're not too awful tired by the end of it. Maybe you can get back to us again next Sunday. All right, so we're back at the bottom of our list here. We're going to do another round of check-ins. Anyone who would like to check into the Beacon Net, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location.
Whiskey 8 Tango Delta, W8TD, John in Wadsworth, in and out, please.
All right, I got W8TD checking in and out. Thank you, John. Is there anyone else who would like to check into the Beacon Net? Please call now.
Kilo Charlie 5, Lima Whiskey Yankee. Kilo Charlie 5, Lima Whiskey Yankee. In and out.
Kilo Foxtrot 8, Alpha November Romeo, Gary in Wellington, in and out.
All right, I've got Kilo Charlie 5, Lima Whiskey Yankee, in and out, and I've got Kilo Foxtrot 8, Alpha November Romeo, in and out. Is there anyone else who would like to check into the Beacon Net? Please call now. All right, nothing else heard there. All right, this is K8QKO and the W8WKY repeater 147 Mark 390, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. Let's go talk to our net control team. We're going to start with K8BZA. Eric, how you doing, sir? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
KE8QKO in the group, KE8BZA here. Let's see, trivia, we'll get that out of the way. I'm going to abstain on the main one, of course. And for Allen's, I'm going to pick Alpha. I think some typewriter instruments out there. Anyway, let's see. Flying to the Big W mothership tomorrow morning for a meeting. And we'll see how that goes. I'll be down there I'll be back Wednesday. And what else? XYL and myself installed a new solar cover on the plywood pond. The old solar cover was brittle and leaving little plastic circles all over the place. So we took care of that problem, and the new one seems to work better. It's a clear one instead of blue. I had a clear one before, and I really did think it worked better than the blue ones. Anyway, take it for what it's worth. Nor's had their weekend lunch this past Saturday at the Winking Lizard in Lakewood. I went. It was really good. Really cool venue. Used to be some kind of a hall, possibly a
Eagles Hall, or somebody mentioned something else. I can't remember what it was. Anyway, you're talking about vines there, Nick, at night. My neighbor is growing hops that are a vine-like plant that's growing over the fence, and I can tell it's eyeing my antenna. I just know it. I trimmed it back a little bit, but I'm going to have to trim it back. I'm going to have to trim it back again. And the Warren Ham Fest next Sunday, I do plan to go, and I'm looking forward to it. So that's it. I'm rambling on. KE8VZA, back to net control.
All right, thank you, Eric, and thanks for doing all you do on the net. Yeah, I thought about getting hops. I thought it'd be fun someday to put a trellis in the backyard and grow hops on it, and then put a chair under it so I could sit under there and just smell the hops all day. And that'd be kind of cool. But then, yeah, it is kind of invasive. So it has to be somewhere away from anything that I don't want to have it growing on, because that'd be a pain in the butt. Yeah, good luck with the neighbors' hops there. They might wake up one day and all of a sudden your antenna's taken over because they just happen to grow overnight. So those sorts of things tend to work. Anyway, thanks for checking in there, Eric. I appreciate it, and have fun down in the I'll say where you're going, but I know where you're going. Have fun. Anyway, next, Dustin, KD8 EPC is in and out, and let's go talk to KD8 SLG, Just Nick. How you doing, sir? What do you have for the beacon net?
W8WKY.
KE8QKO, this is KD8SLG. Good evening, Nick at Night, and all the beacon netizens. I had to wait for my ID my node ID, of course, because, I haven't keyed up in an hour, so it knows exactly when it's my turn to key up. Let's do trivia. I'm going to go with Alpha and Charlie. Alpha Charlie tonight for my answers. Not a whole lot going on. Chilling tonight. Did watch a new episode of King of the Hill during the net tonight. I will admit. Thinking about growing the hops thing, man. And for some reason, the whole getting 3 beans and giant beanstalk growing overnight came to mind from your description. That's where my mind wanders to. Good hearing you tonight, Nick. 7-3 all y'all, this is KD8SLG, back to net control.
All right, thank you, Nick. Got your answers down there for Alpha and Charlie. Yeah, I saw that. I watched that whole new season. I liked that. I thought it was pretty decent. I like King of the Hill, and I thought they did a decent job, fast-forwarding time a little bit. Yeah, the funny thing is, I swear I looked at my antenna the other day, because it's not the way it's attached to it's on a 4x4 post, and the way it's attached isn't it's kind of held on with a couple of hose clamps. And I looked at it, I was like, oh, it's canted a little tiny bit to the left. I should probably straighten that. I was doing it when I was getting my truck, and I forgot about it. And I'm almost certain when I looked at it, there were no vines on it. So it had to have been a couple of days before something showed up, because I was sounding good on Wednesday. Yeah, I don't know. That's how life goes. I think I said we have your answers down for Alpha and Charlie. If I didn't, I'm saying it again. Looks like Josh and Lucy did not respond to Eric in the pre-show. Maybe they'll respond to us now. Let's give them a shout. W8HRF. Josh, are you out there? And do you have comments for the beacon net?
W8TD with a comment.
All right, John, go ahead with your comment.
Yeah, thank you, W8TD. Just a couple of notes on hops. I used to grow hops, and they are not a vine, Victor INE. They're a bine. Bravo INE, and that is worse. Hops will grow 30 feet, 40 feet in a season vertically. So yeah, unless your tower is pretty tall, they'll climb up the whole thing, given half a chance. They grow like weeds. You're safer planting kudzu than hops. They will take over wherever you put them. And they grow only vertical, and they climb extremely fast. And you can't kill them. Just some warnings. They're not something to play around with. Just some information. Sorry to interrupt everybody. W8TD.
All right, thank you, John. Yeah, I knew they were invasive. I didn't quite realize they were that invasive, and I didn't know they only grew vertically. So I guess maybe have any idea of like a buff head trellis to have them grow over to provide shade probably wouldn't work that great. So thanks for the information. I think I'm probably going to stay away from them because I don't like doing yard work. So I don't want to add any more work to myself. I'm guessing since Josh wasn't there, K8YUK, Miss Lucy's also not there, but I'll give a shout anyway. So K8YUK, Lucy, if you're out there and you want to come back to the net, please do so. All right, nothing heard there. Let's go talk to KI5DAY. Alan, how you doing, sir? How's the rubber chicken wrangling going today?
Sorry, KI5DAY. I was struggling to finish typing a very important message, as most of my messages in the blue screen are pretty important. Anyways, just sharing historical data there, I think, with Eric, about what he said. He was talking about hops having little prickers on them, and I was sharing a story about a man named Harvey Contorti back in the early 50s. He was walking through a hops field and got a bunch of them stuck to his socks, and he created the name for hops. And probably not correct, but sounds good. Anyway, it's been one of those nights, I enjoyed a lovely cup of coffee earlier, and I'm waiting to finish the net here so I can have some peach cobbler, because God knows how good peach cobbler is. It's pretty awesome stuff. I'm very tired. I think in the last 2 nights I've got a whopping 5.5 maybe hours of sleep, so tonight I should sleep good. I've got to learn how to sleep, but it's always been an issue. What else is going on? Man. We had a meeting yesterday with the RCWA Club, went over Fusion C4SM. That was pretty cool. Trying to get back into that a little bit. And sharing a lot of valuable information in the blue screen as usual because, it's just fun to share lovely little tidbits here and there. It's been a fun net so far, and Uncle Fred has lost his mind. Anyway, KI5DAY. For the regular trivia, I'm going to go with, I think it was B for the Hubble, just because I like to say Hubble. Remember Hubble Bubble Chewing Gum? KI5DAY, back to net.
All right, thank you there, Alan. Hubble was, I think you sent the letter. Bravo? I'm sure Eric has it. And thank you, sir. Yeah, he's got it there. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for doing the alternate trivia. I appreciate it. My answers, Eric, are going to be Alpha and Alpha, American Airlines, for Alan's favorite airline of all times. And, that's it for me. I didn't have a lot going on. Went to the soccer game yesterday, house chores, cleaning stuff today. That's about it. Nothing fancy this weekend. This is K8QQ on the WWKY repeater, 147 Mark 390, positive offset, with, what did I say? With a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. Okay, Sorry, my brain's kind of going all over the place, and I can't think and talk at the same time at the moment. So let's go ahead and take some check-ins. Anyone who would like to check into the BeaconNet, please say your call sign phonetically, followed alphabetically along with your name and location.
KE9CQD, Kilo Echo 9, Charlie Quebec Delta, Tim in Indiana.
Victor Kilo 2, Delta Yankee, VK2DY, Robert in
KE8OWX, Kilo Echo 8, Oscar Whiskey X-Ray, Thomas, Mobile.
All right, pretty good list there. Here's what I'm going to do. I think y'all are probably new, and you might not have been here when we read the trivia earlier. So I'm going to run up to the Trivia Masters. I'm going to get them real quick, and then I'm going to get to our mobile station, Thomas, so I can get his answers. And hopefully I can do all of that before Thomas goes out of range. So, K8VZA, Eric, can you reread the primary question, sir?
W8WKY.
KE8QKO in the group, KE8VZA here. Main trivia. There are two massive solar arrays connected to the Zvezda service module, which is a component of what ginormous space thing? Choices are Alpha, the International Space Station, Bravo, the Hubble Telescope, Charlie, Elon's big musky personal satellite, or Delta, Skylab. KE8VZA, back to net control.
All right, thank you, sir. KI5DAY, can you read the alternate question? KI5DAY, Allen, can you read the alternate question, sir?
K5DAY, sorry, I misunderstood what you said. I didn't realize you were talking to me. Your signal was really... Now it sounds a little wonky again, but there's been all kinds of crazy stuff going on here tonight. Anyways, tonight, alternate trivia is, in the early 2000s in the city of Boston, a new orchestra was formed. This orchestra was a bit unusual as all the instruments were made of which one of these? Was it A, old typewriters, B, reeded flute and percussion instruments made of woods, or was it C, wine glasses filled to different levels with water, played with wet fingers on top of the glass, or D, the traditional Cornwaldo bean toilet seat fiddles and liquor jugs? KI5DAY, back to net.
All right, thank you. Let's go talk to KE8OWX. Thomas, how you doing, sir? And what do you have for the BeaconNet tonight?
Good evening. We're nearing the end of our phone, and I'll stick with Alpha Charlie for the questions there. Everybody have a good evening. Back to net control.
Thank you, sir. Got you down for Alpha and Charlie. It looks like we got back to you just in the me of time. Haha. Thanks for checking in there. We appreciate it. Let's go up and talk to KE9CQD Tim. How you doing, sir? What do you have for the BeaconNet tonight?
Oh, doing well here. Just been listening in for a little bit, but finally got to check on in and get involved in the BeaconNet before you guys wrapped up here. Couldn't let it be too short of a net. But got the kids down recently. Normally they go to bed earlier, but we went and saw the extended edition of The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring in theaters tonight, which was awesome. It was the first time my two youngest have seen it, and my oldest, actually, I think has only seen it once, so it was a great time. Got home. We were all kind of beat from a 4-hour movie in the theater, but it was great. Kids just went down. Wife just went to sleep before she's going to go in for a 36-hour shift tomorrow, and I'm wrapping up the evening with the Beacon Net. Trivia. Main trivia tonight, I'm going to go with Bravo. And I think alt trivia, I will go ahead with C, Charlie. Let's do those and see how they work out. But that's about it for me. I'll turn it back over to Net Control and say 73s and God bless. This is KE9CQD.
All right, thank you, Tim. We got your answers down there for Bravo and Charlie. A 36-hour shift, that doesn't sound fun at all. Anyway, hope it's all going well. It sounds like it is. And we will talk to you later. Next we have VK2DY. Robert, how you doing, sir? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Yes, good afternoon. This is Robert, VK2DY in Northwestern Sydney. It's 12:56 p.m. Monday afternoon here. It is overcast, 15 degrees Celsius, about 60 Fahrenheit. That's all we're going to get today, and probably going to rain. That's sort of what it's been for the last couple weeks, and that's sort of what's predicted for the next couple weeks. So we've got fairly consistent weather here of overcast and rainy on and off. So it is what it is. It looks like the coming weekend, though, will be sunny. And if so, I've been talking to a couple of people who are interested in activating a lighthouse, and for the International Lighthouse and Lightship Weekend coming up here. So we shall see. I may indeed be involved in a lighthouse here as a last-minute entry here. I've been talking to them. Our club usually has mounted an entry into that activity, but this year it didn't. So a couple of us are trying to get that organized anyway. That's pretty much it here from here. We're just waiting for spring. It's about time that winter's over. VK2DY, back to Net. I forgot one thing, VK2DY. Let's go with Alpha and Alpha. I like the idea of a typewriter orchestra. If there isn't one, I want to start one. VK2DY, back to Net.
All right, thank you, Robert. Got your answers down there for Alpha, and good luck with the lighthouse. Yeah, I went with Alpha as well for the first one because I vaguely remember I remember the MacGyver episode that was mentioned, and playing around with filling glasses with different levels of water to make sound when I was a kid, and that was way before 2000. So I know that was a thing when I was a kid. There were people doing it. Also, typewriter sounds something that's a typewriter orchestra sounds very, very Boston to me. So that just seems like something you would probably see in Boston. So that's kind of why I went with that. Anyway, thank you there, sir. Appreciate you checking in, and glad winter's almost over. Ours is just starting to come to us. I'm actually looking forward to some, maybe at the end of the month, weather cooling off and starting to get back into hoodie season. I'm looking forward to hoodie season. So thank you, Robert. Appreciate it, and we'll talk to you later. This is K8QKO on the WWKY repeater 147 Mark 390, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. We're ready for another round of check-ins. Anyone who would like to check in with a Beacon Net, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically on your Please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location.
Alpha Bravo 8 Mike Oscar, AB8MO, Andy in Newberry, recheck.
Kilo Foxtrot 8 Delta Tango Alpha KF8 DTA, Jeff in New Franklin, in and out. All right, I've got KF8 DTA checked in and out, and I have a recheck from AB8MO. So go ahead, Andy, with your recheck.
Alrighty, Nick. I switched frequencies here on my Node. It'll tune a little bit better on my J-pole. So I guess if you're hearing me, that means everything's working correctly. All right, thank you. I just wanted you to be my guinea pig. Or lab rat, how about that? Would you rather be a guinea pig or a lab rat? Back to you there, Nick at Nite, KE8QKO from AB8MO.
W8W.
I don't think I want to be either, Andy, but I guess it's too late for that. So thank you. Anyway, that's fine. You're sounding all right to me. It's coming in just fine. Is there anyone else who would like to check into the beacon net? Please say your call sign phonetically, followed alphabetically, along with your name and location. Okay, nothing else heard. Let's go get our trivia answers. K8VZA, Eric, would you come back with the answer to the primary question?
KE8QKO in the group, KE8VZA here with the main trivia answer. Okay, let me get to the right screen here. Here we go. Two massive solar arrays connected to the Zvezda service module that are a component of what ginormous space thing? The answer is Alpha, the International Space Station. So let me take a break and I'll read you the backstory. KE8VZA returning. Launched and docked during the year 2000, the Zvezda service module was the first fully Russian contribution to the International Space Station and served as the early cornerstone for the first human habitation of the station. The module provides station living quarters, life support systems, electrical power distribution, data processing systems, flight control systems, and propulsion systems. It provides communication system that includes remote command capabilities from ground flight controllers and a docking port for Russian Soyuz and Progress spacecraft. And there you have it. International Space Station. The Zvezda service module is a part of it. KE8VZA, back to net control.
All right, well, thank you, Eric. Looks like I got one right. Let's see if I get 2 for 2 tonight. KI5DAY Allen, could you read the answer to the alternate question? Kilo India 5 Delta Alpha Yankee KI5DAY. Could you read the answer to the alternate question?
KI5DAY, yeah, I just didn't hear anything there for a few seconds after Eric was talking. I just didn't hear anything. Everything went quiet. But anyways, tonight's alternate trivia question was, in the early 2000s in the city of Boston, a new orchestra was formed. The orchestra was a bit unusual as all the instruments were made of which of these? most people thought it was the wine glasses filled to different levels with water, played with wet fingers. That is not correct. However, I think 4 or 5 people got it right. It was actually old typewriters. And the one person that Googled it got it right for sure. Hi. The others were good guess, unless you've seen it or something. But the old typewriters, yeah, I'm going to put a link in in the screen like Eric did for the other one. For the typewriter orchestra, it's kind of strange. They use everything from the bells of the typewriters to the typewriters themselves to the keys. It's a rather percussion-style orchestra, but it's pretty funny. Anyways, that's the actual answer. It is A for typewriters. So thanks for playing along. KI5DAY, back to net.
All right, thank you there, Alan. Appreciate it. Yeah, I wrote my answers down when at the beginning of the net. And after I heard one particular person answer very quickly, I was fairly confident in my answer. Wonder why that is. Anyway, thanks for checking in there. Appreciate it. Or thanks for doing the trivia. I'm not checking it. You already checked it. You did that already. But thanks for the trivia. I appreciate it. I think I'm tired. Okay. That's it. We talked to everybody. We got our trivia answers read. And we can do one more round of check-ins or rechecks before we shut this thing down. So anyone who'd like to check in or recheck to the BeaconNet, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location. Oh, wait. Oh, no, I can't say that, Alan. Anyway, anyone who wants to check in, please call now. All right, nothing heard there. On behalf of the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association, myself, K8BZA, KI5DAY, K8SLG, W8HRF, K8YUK, and K8EPC, I would like to thank each and every one of you for checking in with us this evening. Come and join us on the next edition of the BeaconNet, Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, on the W8WKY repeater, Allstar Node 48496, and Echolink W8WKY-R. You are welcome to join us on the Barometer Net, also on the W8WKY repeater, every morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, except for Sundays. Don't forget to check out our friends on the Boredom Breaker Net, every day at noon Central Time on Allstar Node 49562 and Echolink N5XQK-R. You've been listening to the BeaconNet. This is K8QKO, returning the repeater to normal and customary amateur radio use at this time, 73 all.